Welcome to Knieskoppsheim. I think that's right. I think I'm getting there now. Yeah. I thought about something yesterday about what I said about respecting the map maker, and I thought it's more than that really. The bottom line is obviously it's one thing that used to annoy me when I used to be on FS19 was the fact that obviously you come on a map and this is I suppose it does sometimes indicate a map maker's, again, it necessarily could be, I don't want to psychoanalyze really, but I suppose what I'm trying to say is my ideal map is something I've got, is where I have the flexibility offered by the map maker to sort of like almost sell everything I want on the yard, for their vision not to be so solid that they can't imagine you wanting to change the, because we're all so unique, we're all different. So yeah, of course one person wants it another way and another person wants another, because your idea as a map maker is not the same as everybody else's. Your idea of perfect isn't the same as all of those people who are going to play your map. So a lot of map makers, Cavalier Roy is one who I will get around to playing one of Cavalier Roy's maps. I've sort of, well, I did a mini series on one. I loved it, but there was a fault with it at the beginning, which he sort of left a comment on the Let's Play to say it was for giants. But being a content creator, you can't really wait around for a series. You've got to crack on and make a decision and move on. But it is one of those things that I am going to do under the Cavalier Rush, because now he's got the flexibility that you can change things, and he wants it to be that everybody is, now that is my idea of a perfect map, to sort of put trees in at every junction where you don't want people to go, and then to make those trees where you're not supposed to chop them down, and you make, I mean, now don't get me wrong, if I get a chainsaw it will chop that tree down, because yeah, the game has to follow a certain set of things, and it's, yeah, if I buy the chainsaw it will happen. The same as it used to be that people burying trees in FS19, where again there was that inflexibility where people want you to follow a certain set of rules, and they don't want you to go against their vision. And a lot of the big names have done it as well. I mean, yeah, I love GB Modding's maps truly, but Six Ashes was one of those maps where I'd gone away from editing maps at that point. No, I did edit it a couple of times with Six Ashes, but it was at Six Ashes, chopping the trees down. I wasted hours lowering levels to try to do things, because there were certain areas where you, in real life as a farmer, you would literally just rip the hedge out, and you would literally put yourself a thing. If you bought certain fields and you owned two of them, you'd make yourself an entrance. But of course you can't do that, it's a game, but you can of course edit it. But I stopped doing that, and I started to do external ramps as a way. Obviously I wasn't a content creator then, because I have done it on Attingham once, and it's yeah, it's not perfect, it's a little bit messy really. So it's, yeah, it's less than ideal, but you can do it, and with a lot of work you can sort of do it. And again, you could do it in real life, the same as you could. Yeah, that's why I like, say, Cavalier Roy's approach, where you can take a section of hedge out, and if you really want, you can stick in a gate and some fencing to make that look authentic. I like that approach where there's flexibility. This one, I think, if I get the map maker correctly, it's gonna make me a liar now. It is as well. We can actually sell them. There you go. You see, sometimes you totally get the wrong idea. Don't get me wrong. Oh wow. Well, I do apologise, DS Power. Yeah, absolutely. I do stand by the trees, though. I mean, that obviously it's weird though, because I've got to be honest. I made a statement, and I do stand by that. I'm right. Let's just get this quickly as well before we dart off to and we'll stick it in the silo to begin with for a while. I just want to get this up because it's annoying me seeing it out of the corner of my eye that I didn't do it and it's still sitting there. Yeah, now I made a statement obviously about doing the going around the edges, and I stick to that. I'm sure that is what DS Power was in sort of doing, but then in another way, the way that he's done the map where the trees are has sort of stopped you doing that. So it's sort of like, yeah, I'm a bit confused as what DS Power really wanted, because it's a bit, yeah, what I'm seeing like with the trees. Obviously they're not normal, because normally it's on my land, I could chop it. There's some of those trees that were definitely on my land, or are they, or did he put them so in the middle of the thing that they are both trees, so therefore it doesn't. But yeah, it's weird. You're getting different kinds of things from the map maker. That one, you're supposed to use a mower and this, and then you would go down between your fields because there is no grass fields, and that's obviously by design of the map maker. But then yeah, it's a strange one. Yeah, but obviously no, the map maker has allowed you to sell the beautiful buildings. But I respect those. I've got to be honest. I really do like the design of that. So they're not going. No, I'm sticking with what I have been given because I like that. So, yeah. Whereas Oboe's Hollow, yeah, the originals, I did have to change that. I think I'm going the wrong way. I'm going too deep in now. I need to be taking a right, I think. It's always find it confusing inside forests. Yes, about again, you don't always know what. No one knows what's the inner workings or why somebody does something. But these are at almost every juncture at the point where your fields do this, and I think that's by design. But it is, yeah, it's difficult. And then the option to go around the road is, again, I suppose I always play these where we've got the. Especially an open map like this, if it was an English map, I wouldn't go through the hedges ever, because the hedges are put there for you to observe the fact that the ownership belongs to someone else, and that you can only go through your gate and through the common adjoining roads. Now a European map is sort of made much more open. Now obviously I don't think even in Europe it must exist that you can do this, but perhaps they're a bit more civilized than us English, and a little less rigid on the fact of sharing, you know, as in like, yeah, well if you go down my little passageway, you know, like my little road, as long as you don't damage my fields, then I'll go down yours and everyone can live happily, because we can actually, yeah, perhaps it is that. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I'm just throwing ideas around, I really am. It's something to chat about. But yeah, no, it does intrigue me as well. That's, you know, it's on the way that sort of things go, and the way that map makers think. But I get two different distinct sets of things. One that I'm supposed to mow, and then another that I'm not, because the tree's in the way and you're not supposed to chop it down because it gets a funny message, which was that they were put there on purpose. So you've got to think that's by design, but then that seems to go against the design of the map makers, that you've got a mower and a, you know, like there was no windrower. It was by design, and a lot of map makers will give you a windrower. That's because they want you to have one. This one, you didn't get one. Most starting equipment by most makers has quite a lot of thoughts. I mean, yeah, I mean, I Balkanska. When I first saw that, I thought, oh my life, I've got damaged equipment. You know, it's just terrible. And I thought, yeah, but the area is supposed to be a poor area. It's supposed to reflect, yeah, what the equipment would be like. That it isn't perfect. And also, the other thing that I did respect, and I did admire, was the fact your equipment was absolutely damaged. I mean, this was, to a degree, it wasn't full value, but you could have. I like the fact that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a massive fan of the little ploughs that you always get and the 3-metre cultivator that you always get by almost every map maker. You know, like I'm going to swap that out every single time. I am with a passion hate 3-metre equipment, and I do think that stems from no man's land. I really do. Now, I think we're gonna get this. I think just easily actually. I think because this is thin. Yeah, I think it does stem from that, from the horror of no man's land using the. I think is it a Knieskoppsheim. Let's have a look. Let's put my money where my mouth is. It still exists today, and it still sends a shudder down my back to actually use this. So that's it. It's the Nordston, that 3-metre, 125 horsepower. When I was using the very badly damaged, it's a Steyr. Small tractors. Let's put our money where our mouth is. No, I'm sure on paper I think it's supposed to be strong enough, but it actually wasn't. The no man's land, the fields were fairly flat. I mean, they weren't flat. Yeah, and you see that on paper is 135 horsepower, and that is 125. Now, it may have been altered now, but when it was at release, I used to use that, and there were reasonably flat fields, and I'd use the Nordstein, and it would wheel slip, constantly wheel slip, which means that the tractor, although on paper was powerful enough, really wasn't powerful enough to actually do that. So it really was quite awful. And if you've got to do a field, and I couldn't afford not to, really, you'd got to use that. I mean, and also, I was lucky that I was one of those few people who had, for that first week, I got the equipment. Otherwise it would have been a completely different. I can't remember. I think was I running on hard economy? I can't remember the pre-miles. It was tough. It was a real tough start. One of the toughest I've ever faced. And I had to use that 3-metre equipment. And I was also using base game repair settings, and they were eating me out of house and home. There were sometimes I'd literally hit a field and I'd come back and my equipment was on red when I'd finished. Which costs a fortune to fix when it goes to red anyway, which is something I don't think I knew at the time. You really are far better to leave the fields and go when it's on white and it goes to yellow, than go from yellow to red as well, because it is going to beast you on for letting your equipment get so badly damaged. Right, so then what have we got to do? We have to turn our fields around, I believe. Right, we're doing, but let's not leave it on there. Let's stick this away straight away, because we have done all that we've got to do with that. We need to grab our seeder with its power harrow, and we need to get stuck. And we're going to use I don't not favouring the Fendt for any specific reason other than the fact that I like to keep the class because of its ability to use the front loader. And you never know when you need to go into front loader mode. So yeah, I might seem like I'm favouring the Fendt because I like Fendts, but I've got to be honest, I like classes as well. I mean, I like the big classes more than the big Fendts, because Fendts, I mean, I like the 500 horsepower one, but my absolute favourite is a Fendt, but I hate the fact it hasn't got a front 3-point hitch. Hate it with a passion. On FS19 you used to be able to stick the Pepe one on it, so although it is my favourite and that stems from FS19, I've got to be honest, it's more practical to have a class, one of the big classes, because they at least allow you to still have a front 3-point link, which I think is a good thing. Now then, yeah. You need to, yeah, I do. It's hard. To sort of keep this view, we've got to look from the front backwards all the time, because it's luckily, yeah. Right, now then, can we fill this? Is this it is. I can do that. Fantastic. Now then, have we got any seeds ready? Yeah, of course we have. We did. Oh no, did we? Can't remember. We can certainly get the fertilizer though. I would guess that means that we've not got any seeds ready as of yet. Or you won't let you feel like that. Yeah, well, one or the other. Let's have a quick look. It is only a matter of minutes in reality that actually did that. Let's have a look. Have we got any seeds? 7? No, not off. Well, I suppose technically, yeah. You would have thought it would have deactivate that. We don't need that anymore. So the seeds from oats is trundling along nicely and has done a little bit. Why will that not actually let me go down? It's bizarre. It's doing something strange. Right, yeah. The other thing is, yeah, I'm going to set this going with Knieskoppsheim. We're going to pop back up and finish off taking the slurry that we stopped doing because I wanted to show you how much. How well we've done on the oats. I thought, yeah, if you're going to bring people along, at least do them the decency to show you what is cracking off. So then we need to be doing oilseed radish, which is it's the back one. I keep forgetting. I'm pressing it on and then wondering why it's not changing for me. That's because I've got the oilseed radish. Something I haven't done in an absolute age. I've always thought this is such a waste of time, but then I've not been playing with crop rotation really, whereas now, right, now this should, I am sure if we switch this on, that this should, I need to drop the front one, don't I? Now this should surely mean it's no-till. No? Yes. Right, fantastic. That that scared me. That did really scare me. Right, okay, so this is field, remind myself, this is from memory, 15. It is, right, fantastic. So then, creative job. Yeah, and I have no such fear with 4 metre equipment or 4.5. I actually, some of my favourite sized equipment on FS19 was the 4.5 metre Optimas. We either have them back now and we have the multi-fruit version, so I should start to be using those quite a lot. I used to favour using 2 or 3 of those. Yeah, I'd use one to begin with, and then as I got more money I would grab another one, because of the versatility of the fact that they were planter stroke seeder. I would use 3 of them, and to have a 13.5 metre. Yes, I know I'm paying 3 lots of wages, but I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, so 4 metre I'm quite happy with. I don't know what it is, but yeah, 3 metres not so much. Generate 1, 2, 3. It has done it. It's bigger than it looks actually. Imagine it's 4 metre. No, it's not that it's bigger than it looks. It is that it's yeah. It is small. Alright, so let's start at. No, if we do nearest, it'll miss the outside bit. We don't want to start stop either. We've just seen where that is, so we know we're on the right field. Let's let that go, and we should be seeing oilseed radish. Now with oilseed radish, do you still fertilise it? That is a trick, because it is in essence a fertiliser. Are we wasting fertiliser by using that as well? Perhaps we should have not put fertiliser in, but then you've got to switch that setting on from Courseplay. Right, well, anyway, we need to get the header off. And we're going to do this the proper way. Yeah, as in lift it off. I was going to say I'm especially not going to make an apology for this, for it being a 5 metre, but even most headers are, there's more spaces between the metal than there is solid metal. I think this back plate is probably the toughest thing on a header, that really is probably the heaviest and toughest. Everything else is more about sharpness and than it is anything else. Right, where do we stick the header? Do we stick it? I don't really want to hem the I know where we can stick it. Well, it's not in the way. Yeah, because I'm gonna use those pallets, but as I said, I think I'll probably use them for storing seeds and maybe fertiliser as well. Yeah, if we stick that next to, it's sort of like got a petrol tank in it as well. I like it. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to. So I think we'll try to stick that, and let's lower that. I want to try to gauge it. Not going through the wall. I'd say, yeah, the sheds I find exceptionally. I don't think we need, and I don't. I'm not tempted either. The only thing I'm not a massive fan of is this fact that it's bleeding through. Things bleed through the things that I'm not a massive fan of. Because yeah, if you're trying to play realistically, it sort of ruins the realism if you people see things like a ghost going through a shed. Now, if you were playing, it wouldn't bother me unduly. But yeah, it's, as a content creator, it is. Oh, I think let's try again though. No, I don't think. Yeah, the merest whisk. So we were nearly there. We're on our last run anyway. I'm leaving that as well in case we needed. Although no, I suppose it makes no sense to do that. If we've just robbed the last of the slurry, if we were going to do any of the processes that we need, I think we'd already done everything that we needed to do really. So let's be thorough. Let's sell as much as we can to the sell points. Yeah, no, it's true. I'm trying obviously to forge with some rules that put a bit of a challenge in on every single let's play, because you get to a certain stage where I don't want to sound cocky either, because I hate cockiness. But what I mean is, your knowledge of productions and things like that gets good after a bit. I mean, I just mean to say you're never gonna, the ones you use the most. Now, why am I taking this away? Because truthfully, this is true. It really wants to stay over here. Yeah, we've just finished that. It's when you're chatting, you sort of tend to be in a weird place where you're concentrating more on chatting than you are on anything else, which is the way. Whoa. And that was I thought after in editing that's why I wanted it set back a little. If I'd have stuck it out really out, how many times would you go near with a tractor where it was quite possible for you to now I suppose I could actually, if it has the hitch. Not every tractor does. We might hit the back. Yeah, no, we haven't. We have not got that. Or that was too close. And I don't want to be sticking them up high, because it does make the tractors a little unsteady. Yeah, that is true. Let's stick the weights down though. There's no way that is going to be tugged with that. Right. No, I think we're wanting something from around there. I think that was the purpose. That was what we were on about. Yeah, completing this task. Yeah, there's not much in there though. Once it starts to go where it starts to collapse like that, where there's spaces in it, you're really on the last 3 or 4 tons, I think. But then again, it's probably also filled up partially as well. So it's not a lot though. But let's just be thorough. Well, a little bit more than you thought, but you weren't totally wrong. Yeah, I do. I really do like the farmyard. I think this will. It's been built for the whole Let's Play, and I like that. Yeah, DS Power has really thought this through for the yeah. I think that's all right actually. Yeah, I know I've gone through the thing, but obviously in real life I would have taken that out. It's just using V mode, it didn't give me that freedom to do what I would have liked to have done, which in real life I would have taken that down and stuck that at the out. Or well, I probably would have had that built sort of maybe with a wall. Yeah, fantastic. So we have broken the 100,000. We have, which is amazing. It really is. Let's stick this a little bit out of the way, but so that it's not in the way to stop tractors going past it. I do really love the Lizard Beat Ninja. It is really nice. I'm trying to think what manufacturer it really is. Right, how are we doing with our... Yeah, this is what I was saying about getting a second one. Because the one bad thing about 4-meter equipment is that it does... I mean, that's a small field as well, so... Yeah. We could really do with a couple of these 4-meter jobbies to actually do this. Can we afford an Optima? Which is, both. It is, I don't think the Optima's a no-till, is it? I think that was the one... Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look at. I mean, we could go big, but I've not got the money for that at the minute. We're well, and I know you can use the little ones, but I'm trying to. I may in time. No, it's hard to do. I do respect. Right, looking for a no-till. Now the Terrasem's a no-till and it's a 6 metre, but that would beyond our reach for presently. That's a 6 metre. Yeah, both pretty much of a muchness. 8 metre, that's a no-till as well. That only does the seed inside. That's not a no-till, which surprises me from the look of the rollers and that at the top, but yeah, I think they must break soil up rather than. Now the Estrella, that is a no-till, and that has similar wheels, so why is the Lemke not a no-till when it looks like that kind of setup? That's the 4 metre, but that's not a no-till either, is it? Yeah, now these are no-tills. This is what makes these so versatile. 5.2 metres, that's a no-till. That's a 3.6 metre, so it's almost 4 metre. Isn't that what we've got? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, again, 5.2 metre. That's a 4.5 metre no-till. And yeah, that is the tandem, isn't it? But that's a single one. You can make that double. 41,000. There's always the jockey. That's a no-till, and yes, I know it's a very good price for a 6 metre. I still like this. Favour this a lot. Even it's been out for a long time now. I think it was one of the first no-tills. I like the fact it's a 6 metre. And yes, I know you've got. I'd sooner have the. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It is the fact that it's the efficiency, and again, that appeals to the way that my mind is built of actually seeding and fertilising in one. So, do we? No, yeah, we're not going big yet. We could not afford it. I mean, yeah, there's the Massey that's a 4.3 metre that does both. I did have that on. It is actually. It's a very versatile machine. Again, it's. Let's have a look on the planters as well, because I think, as I said, there are. But I'm sure I'm right in saying that the planter. I don't think it is a no-till. There aren't many of these that are. Like the Kinsey's one that I've would have liked to have a go of. Yeah, that's no-till, but that again only does the seed inside. Whereas the big Kinsey, which is obviously far, far more money than we could afford right now, as well as the fact that we haven't got a 350 horsepower tractor. Now that's a 9.1 metre. Does both and is a no-till. Can't afford it at the minute, but it is something to work on. I prefer the 12 metre if I'm honest. I think it would suit us, but then again, sometimes a 9 metre can get places that a bigger one can't. So, but then again, I think I'd sooner go for the 14.4 and oh, that's not what I meant to do. The Jan Sniper does both, but isn't a no-till. No, it's not. But you could make it a no-till. Have we got one of those front cultivators that's a 5 metre? I know there are 4.5 metres. I'm not sure. Let's have a quick look. No, we were in the right place for cultivators. I've got that set. I'm starting to think like this, but you need to add the. Yeah, but these are fairly hefty tractors. Let's have a quick look and work out the horsepower. Yeah, I think there's a 4.5 metre. Now then it goes 6. So you're going to rip your field. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? If it was a 4.5 or a 4, this would work. But it's, yeah, not when there's no 5s On fronts, that is. Yeah, that. Can it be used as a front? It's things are the wrong way round, aren't they? That's meant to be a drag, even though technically there's others. These are all the... No, they are, yeah. It's 4 metre. Yeah, these are all drag. Now that is a deliberate front cultivator, but it's a 4 metre. And yeah, 80 horsepower. These are all back ones. Even though they've got the 3-point like that, they are drags, not... I know because I've used them a lot. That one's a 6.2 metre again, too big even if it was meant to be. Now they're drag arrows. Now that one probably... No, it is. That is also a drag. Now that's a forward, and that's a 4 metre. And that's a back. Now these are supposed to be fronts. Yeah, that is literally part of that set, the Vibrasol. So really, for that particular one, it's not an option. But there's a 4.5 metre, so we could actually do this if we were doing what I was talking about. So let's go back down to planters. We know we can have the 4.5 Optima if push comes to shove. If we've got the horsepower to actually do it. I mean, there is the Noli as well, but I think that's, yeah, 5.4, the same as the Kuno. Now that one's, but I'm not a massive fan because it's so rigid, but I suppose we could load it onto the trailer and bring it across. It's just getting through gates and things like that are a little bit, I always find a bit more tricky. That's a 5.1, and it is an OTL and does both. But yeah, that is a planter though. Yeah, that's the reason I was talking about the. Yeah, this one, the custom. Yeah, is the multi-fruit version. 4.5 metre. Now that you could buy the fronts, and as long as it's not lying, we could try it. And I would go for the standard version. Yeah, I like the fact. I think we will go for this 2,000 litre. Now, does it does support both, doesn't it? Yes, it does. It does, absolutely. And we can make it unreal, but we're going to stick to the proper colours, the manufacturer colours as well. We're also going to buy the front cultivator. Now, the only bad thing about doing this is I don't know that it's shallow, which means it's going to stir up stones, which that is a shame. Right, so we want these, yeah. And it is meant to be. Yeah, it's got 3-point on both sides. Yeah, so it is a deliberate, yeah. So that's 32,000 for both of those. So let's go grab that, and we're going to pop across. So we do need this off now. So we're going to try and make use of. This is really where you need a team of more than 2, so that you've got the flexibility. In fact, yeah, I suppose. How much horses do we need to do both of those? Because I think we're going to need to buy another tractor, and we use the other tractor, but it's going to make it, yeah, because I think they're both around 188, aren't they, ish? Let's have a look. I mean, that can be more. That's 188, and that is 185, so they're very close. The Orion can go up to 205, and the Fence, I think, quite a bit more. I think it's a middle tractor. Yeah, where you can. Right, so let's have a look. How much now we bought that? Does that cultivator? What is your horsepower? You are. Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, it is still 150 though. And the Optima. Planters. Is 70. 250 horsepower. That's 205 if we upgrade it. The Fence, I think I'm right in saying that. Let's have a look at that particular model. the 718 Vario. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, because this is deliberation. Medium tractor, Fendt 718. Aha, which this, it goes up, doesn't it, as you do this? Yeah. Is that it's no 246 is the highest and would cost us 47,500 to upgrade ours to that, which will then make that capable of using that equipment, and then we could use this with the what we've got already, which it obviously must accept. Yeah, that's true. I never looked at the horsepower requirements of what we've already got, but it is managing, so yeah, we ought to look at that. That was better. Yeah, that is true. Let's have a look at the existing equipment that we have got. Right, it's a power harrow, isn't it? And that is 160, and the seeder is 60, so 220. So it's just outside of what it should be doing, really. This could, yeah, we need to upgrade. I think we can only afford to do one at the minute, because that's going to 47 grand is going to literally rip us to pieces. And but that, yeah, well, no, they're both the same horsepower, so it is going to work. But this way we can actually cover that. If we're going to do this regularly, where we're going to rip a field out and stick this in, yeah, stick oilseed radish in, and then go grass the next day. Right, let's switch that on. Let's just get this done. This is one of those rare fields where you get this weird. Yeah, then we're going to need to do this regularly, where we've got more than one. Yeah, it's not my normal. Yeah, I mean, eventually I probably will. I suppose that is true, actually. No, I just had a thought. Obviously, and I'm not really going out of character with the map. I did say that, and yeah, I know we're going new instead, but what is the value of with the existing kit? If we're swapping out and we're just going for 2 sets or something, I'm still observing the fact that I'm not going to massive or anything like that. That is a point. I do like my thinking. I'd probably now though will have lost some value. 19 and 19 and 39. We could do it. We could actually do it and just replace the whole thing with 2 of the Optimas. And we're not really, I don't think we've gone too far out of whack with what the, yeah, we're sticking to similar, the sort of, well, very slightly, half a metre more. That's not exactly, yeah, going out of character with the map, is it? I mean, you could do what you like, really, but yeah, what I'm trying to say is I'm not that beyond the realms of, yeah, because this is struggling somewhat. Right, fantastic. And are they done as well? Let's have a look on the field thing, because I'm not sure if those end pieces are not quite right. Yeah, is there any? Yeah, there are. Those end pieces are right. They are. Yeah, they're not done properly. Let's lift that. Let's get those bits there. Those 4. Yeah, it's weird how Courseplay often does things like that. Just little tiny end marks. It's a shame. I mean, don't get me wrong. The smooth corners, you've still got to go over it anyway. So it's not like the end of the world. You've got, you know, for you to run over to get a perfect feel, but. I think those marks equally are same. It does weird things if you go around the corner. Yeah, it doesn't actually quite match its profile. Yeah, if you've got a... Oh wow, no, it just does weird things. Right, let's switch them both off for a second so we can get a bit of speed up. Were there any of those marks up this end? Yeah, there's some corner pieces, and yeah, there is. Let's just finish this off nicely. I think we're going to go to the shop. Yeah, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it now while there is still enough value in our existing equipment for us to achieve our goal, and I don't think we're being too unreasonable really with doing this either. watch the sign, whether it has got... It might not have a... Right, let's try and get this. I don't want to be making a meal out of it. Let's just get the job done. Yes, I'm tempted to buy field 18 even to take that corner off of it to make it a bit of a pass by the tree to still observe the tree thing. And I'm not bothered about that corner because it's going to right. Yeah, we have been quick on ours. I don't know when these farmers are going to get right. Yeah, that is a point. If we're going to swap these out, let's just take this now. Did we not have any fertiliser left then? Or was I running on empty? Because that looks like it's only cast seeds out. Now then, can we afford to upgrade both of our bits of equipment is the question that I'm asking. And where did I leave? In there. Just seems silly really to me to have the equipment now then, does that? No, I think that is. Was this a no-till though? It is, isn't it? I'm sure it is, but that's not part of that, is it? That really is a separate thing, surely. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, we're swapping, so we're not worried. Yeah, we've got the plough as well if we wanted to go with that kind of thing. Let's go to the shop, and that's, yeah, I think I was running that last little bit without any. That's strange because the worker, it got to be me that ran out, because if the worker had ran out it usually does that message. It's one of those messages that still is working, so it should have actually done that message to say that yeah, it can't continue, so I must have ran out rather than the worker. Yeah, fantastic. Farmer girl is our assistant. Let's take these back. So we've done one field. Now then, yeah, I don't know what it is. I've got to have a mod that's clashing with that, because I've seen all the videos, or it's the fact that it needs IC. You know, it's a requirement. Although I can't see that because it's still, you can still use it on consoles, which would mean that it should work without. But it doesn't mean to say that you've not got. Yeah, it's obviously a mod clash. It's got to be. Yeah, I was trying for a while last night to make the other maps work. Yeah, I literally did go on them and try to remove, and my first results were less than stellar. Yeah, I literally even tried taking bits and bobs XMLs from one to another with that. Yeah, I mean, if you the maps work if you take off everything, and then if you put everything back in and reload it, it sticks at 85% all the time. I'm just tempted to just keep doing some Knieskoppsheim. Yeah, it's weird. It's a triple barrel. It's difficult for an English person to say. Well, it is for the. Yeah, let's not blame the entire English, because some English people are probably very good at languages where, yeah, you're insulting their ability because they're good with languages. It's true. So whereas this English person is not so good, not terrible at French. Indicate, yeah, not terrible. I actually like French, and I even try to give it the proper lilt that it's supposed to have. Yeah, I don't. not do that. So then let's get this, we've got everything out of it. Let's, oh, that was a bit close. Yeah, I'm hoping that the Farmer Girl doesn't crash into that, because if it is, it's my fault. No, she didn't. Excellent. Thank you very much, young lady, for your assistance. Right, let's stick them both in. And we should... So we need to upgrade the fence. It would be nice if we could get away with everything for going forwards, but we shall see what we see. Yeah, let's sell. Yes. Sell. Well, now that is a good price. Oh, we got that. Yeah, of course I was going on prices that we could see. This is worth more. Fantastic. So we custom repair. And customize. So at the very least, that. But I think, to be honest, we're going to also need to do the Orion. Are we going to be able to afford? I think we are. Still in the range if we do that. I think we can do it. I do. I think with what we've got, I think that's going to be fine. Right, and we're still going to have a bit of slush money ready for emergencies, although we now know we can sell things at the slurry yard if we got totally desperate. So we need to repeat that again. No, but that's what we want, one of those. But we, yeah, right, so we want another one of the front cultivators. Yeah, they're a bit high horsepower requirements, really. It's this that's making things a bit bad. Yeah, those inbuilt ones, I think they were lower, weren't they? But yeah, it is what it is. And we can just about do this, I think. I don't think it's going to moan at us. I think we're in the range, but we shall see. I might be wrong. I frequently am. Right, 150, 220. I think we're alright. These are flat fields. I think we're alright. Yes. So then, with 66,951, and we have a complete system for both of them to be able to do this, what I'm trying to get them to do. Right, we need to start them both. Yeah, so they're both, yeah, I suppose when you think about it, we've also upgraded our equipment. Right, we want the tines going forwards on the front cultivators, which is, yeah, that's right. If we pick this backwards and then reverse, that is going to be right, I think. Yeah, tines are going to be going away from us. Yeah, that is right. Yeah, this takes me back to FS19 using this setup, really. Now we can also fold that away for travel. Yeah, so it's almost... Yeah, I really do like this. Yeah, I've used these a few times now, the Devrons. The Labiel, I used them on Silver Run, and it was a little bit... Yeah, it was... I couldn't get on with it, and I'm not calling it. Again, a lot of these things are often preference, where it's nothing to do with the manufacturer, it's down to you. So I'm not calling the equipment, I just personally couldn't get on with it terribly well. Yeah, leaving a lot of marks. Like, yeah, whereas this seems to, well, I don't know about this, I've not tried this setup. The one that we were just using, obviously that's built in, which means it's supposed to work with the way that it was. So we shall see whether this is just the same as is it the Lab CL Rotter? Yeah, that one anyway. Rotiel or... Wow, she popped quick. Fantastic. Right, let's get stuck in, and yeah, we'll drop. Oh no, we need to grab some fertilizer and seed, don't we? for both of them, so we need to go back home first, and then obviously, yeah, I'll probably sneak through and do that manually, because I'd like to get this particular job done by the end of this session, that we've turned this around and hopefully gone through to the next month. Yeah, we've done it now. I didn't mean to do this, but yeah, luckily we are quite thin, so we should be able to get through this little thing without doing any damage. Yeah, whereas the harvester is a different. Ooh, good job you can't damage crop. It was the front. Yeah, it's more like the wind from the thing really, because it is lifted up. It's not in the ground or anything. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'd like to make a proper run through here. I even tempted to buy that and do that sort of trick of, so it's 65, how much could we, it is 273,000, that's a lot to, I suppose if you're only going to do it for that trick of, no, you either do it or you don't. Yeah, do it properly or don't do it. If we're gonna, yeah, it's true. I don't mind using it, doing something to it, and then because you could legitimately do that in real life, make a change to something, and then, but you'd have to obviously talk to the new owners about access rights. Yeah, you could have a plan drawn up then about doing it. So you'd have to buy it properly first, and then sell it on to someone else. And I will allow that. Right, so we need fertilizer. Now that we have got. I'm not sure whether this is going to play nicely with filling up though. We've got a front bucket. We're not really afraid of doing that. Oh, now then, yeah. Stop the young lady from crashing into the back of us. No, she was keeping a distance. Thank you very much, young lady. Yes, I must get my Star Wars names on. Will it let me if I lower it, or will it not? Is it not gonna? Doesn't like it at all. Oh no! I think maybe. No, it doesn't. Yeah, so it doesn't like us doing the fertilizer. No, it doesn't. Right, so go figure. This one likes you to do the seeds but not the fertilizer, and the other one, yeah, right. Oh, we're still dragging. I don't think there's any seeds left actually, because we looked a few minutes ago. We're lucky to get it was at 782, so I think somehow we've just dragged the remnant of that, which, yeah, we're going to need to grab some fertilizer and do both of these, which means, yeah, I'm going to need to borrow the class. Yeah, we do need another tractor. I do concur about that. Although now we've upgraded the class, we are suggesting that this is probably one of the tractors we are going to use for this, really, aren't we? So, right, where did I stick the front loader? Where did I drop it off? Did I put it away properly? I did. Wow. Wonders will never cease to amaze me. Whoa. Now then, yeah, we need to try and get this in nicely. That, in some ways, me being tidy this time is not a good thing. Yeah, because it's this. I think we're going to leave this out, because so we don't get that where I'm going through posts all the time. Yeah, I think we'll be leaving these out just for the more of the realism element, because it's difficult to gauge. Right, I think there was the weight around there. Well, there's the big class one as well, but I'm sure. No, we want the big class one. Which I believe we left around here somewhere. I think. Did we not? Okay, I don't think we did actually. We left it here. Them actually. This is a big weight with it between the two. So, I think it's a 2.2, isn't it, the class? So it's a 3.2 with a 2, I think. Right. Okay then, so let's grab some fertilizer out of our own made thing and stick that in those two. I'm not sure of the storage capacity for the fertilizer. It looks a fairly hefty tank actually. Fantastic, that's about half of it done. So yeah, we will do some more now going forwards because yeah, if we're doing this and we're swapping to grass, we're going to use a lot of yeah, I'm not sure it should work like that. I'm not sure whether are we making a mistake in doing this for oilseed radish, because isn't the thing itself the fertilizer? But the one thing we are going to have to do is go into the course play section and tell it that these can be used. Yeah, we need to deactivate that, which is a bit of a pain. But I do think I'm right, actually. Right, so let's stick this straight back over there. Yeah, when we're doing the grass, of course, it's a good thing that we do. Although I think, won't we? It's precision farming, isn't it? I'm not sure how it works. This is the thing with precision farming, it does a completely different set of rules. Right, we need to drop that down again after just picking it up. Now we're changing it. Yeah, I know. It's like anything. Sometimes you think things through, but yeah, I'm not sure precision farming. Yeah, I'm not sure how it all fits together. Because the rules have changed somewhat since FS19 to FS22. It was all sort of pretty much really well thought out in FS19, and I think Giants are still catching up in FS22. I mean, there are some things, as I keep saying, that are a massive improvement, right? So we want to grab the seeds from there. If there's enough. This is only a tiny field anyway. We'll probably do this ourselves. Okay, let's have a look, because that intrigues me. Perhaps you've got to unfold it for actually to be able to... Oh, it says allow create fields itself then. Or is that because I've got that attached at the front? Oh, I'm not sure. We could test this theory by dropping the front cultivator and seeing if we lose the allow create fields ability. Yeah, it was. We have the C's. Yeah, I'm gonna say, I'm looking at it thinking, what am I on about? Right, we need that on oilseed radish. Right, smashing. Yeah, it is the front that's the... Now that is a point. Will we have to... Oh, I should have... Let's fold that again. My bad. Yeah, realism. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I have got it lowered. But, yeah. Right, let's create the field. 4.5 metre. Will we get away with 3 headlands? I would have thought so, actually. I think 2 would be enough though, really, but yeah, 3 is ideal because it gives you that depth, so you're not going to hit anything from the outside. So 4.5 metre field 19. Save course, activate 4.5 meters, and let's see how good this works, because this is a cobbled together solution. I didn't do this one. Yeah, I didn't change the settings on the tank for the machine. I've got that's the only bad thing is remembering this. see how this works. Well, Courseplay knows to use both, which is brilliant. Sometimes you've got to switch them both on. Oh, look. Is it no-till then? It doesn't say that it is. Well, it's working. That's all that I care about, and it is doing a good job. We might get some weird marks on the corners. I'm expecting a little bit of that. Yeah, I got that with the Labsia Rotiel, and I really didn't expect anything more than that. Obviously, that's the advantage to having those built-in machines. Is the fact that that's all been worked out in advance. Yeah, whereas we're cobbling together two solutions, so you might on the corner turns you might get some weirdness going on, and I expect that. Now we must have changed this one if we didn't change that one, so because we did one on camera. Let's grab that seed. Gordon Bennett, you menace. Right. Oilseed radish. Yeah, we need to move that off as well once we've got cracking. So no, let's not unfold at the minute, but we do need to be sneaking through that away through our little secret back entrance. Yeah, wow, we're doing well on time really when you consider we've done the harvest in the 8 o'clock start, so 3 hours of, well, I know, yeah, if we're going to class it as, we know it's really months, so days have passed, but what I'm trying to say is if we are using the time of a 24-hour thing to, yeah, we'll stick to that really. I think it's sensible. We all know that it's not really 24 hours, that days are ticking by. I mean, 30 odd days would mean that each hour is far more than an hour. It's like a day and a half-ish, I think. I worked it out a while back. It's roughly a day and a half, or a day and a bit at the very least, for every hour. 30 days. If you go on a 30-day average, yeah, the 24 hours are obviously, there's an additional 6 hours, which, yeah, it's about a quarter, isn't it? I think a day and a quarter. Right, as soon as we get past here, we'll unfold, and we'll unfold you, and we're going to do this manually, I think. Yeah, we'll have done all 3 fields, and we can literally go through till tomorrow morning. Now then, that's, yeah, this is the only thing, this is going to slow down our process. We may need to buy some I think this is no-till without the cultivator. That's no-tilling. Yeah, it is. We're sort of wasting our time with the cultivator. But that's strange because it doesn't actually say so, does it? On the planter, it doesn't say that it's a no-till. So that, I mean, it's a beautiful thing to know that it is. But yeah. Yeah, planters are special types of seeders they use for crops like maize, sunflowers, summit. At no point does that actually tell you it's a no-till, but I think it is. If we drop that off, if it is and we don't need them, which very much looks like to me that I'm right. Oh, yeah, my bad. It's a slow. Yeah, well then we will. Yeah, because we've got a plough. If this, I mean, precision farming prefers no-till anyway. Okay, let's lift that out though. I still haven't. No, I've not got it selected. Right, now then, let's try this, because to me, this is suggesting very much like that this is a no-till system. It's a little bit quick. Is that? Is it? I can't see that that's saying anything. Or seed radish? Yeah, no, growing. Yeah, fantastic. It is. Well, there you have it on camera. It is a no-till. It might not say it on the actual reading, but it really is a no-till system. So fantastic. Well, there we go. That was my favourite on. I think it was a no-till on FS19. I'm sure it was, because I say I favoured this in the end. It was my favourite thing. The fact that it's beautiful in every single way. It's a real idea. It folds away to a 3 metre thing, stretches out to a 4.5 metre. Of course, I'd love it to be slightly bigger, but it was so versatile that I would just get multiple ones like we have here. And we just literally use multiple versions, and literally, yeah, you eventually get 3 tractors that could do this. And the other thing is the horsepower requirements are not terribly bad. So what we're going to do is this session, we'll finish this session off. We'll take those back to the. Now then, how are we managing on across the road? Wow, yeah, there's a few corner swishers. It's a funny colour, isn't it, oilseed radish? No, let's not even try to do that. I don't want to be going into those sunflowers, even if I wouldn't do damage. I just don't want the lack of realism. So there we have it. That is amazing. I'm really chuffed that we've done this. Yeah, because going forwards, again, I will be using this as a thing of choice. Even at the beginning of a Let's Play, I'd prefer to have this than I would the 5.2 metres. And I know this is dearer, and that is my thing. You can't always go for what you want, but I like the realism of the shrinking to 3 metres and then expanding to 4.5 metres. This seems a bit fast as well. But yeah, the fact that this is a no-till on top of everything else is just phenomenal. I was going to think, do I time lapse this, but we've only got the one field to do, haven't we, really? Although, yeah, I think that's the only trouble with the 4.5 metre. It doesn't cover an awful lot of things. So, do you know something? I think I will. I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. There we are done. Yeah, I was thinking actually it's been quite a long session. I'm going to we'll do. Oh yeah, but let's grab it. And you know, we've got to come back through anyway. We'll grab the two, because that's 18,000. If we don't need it, which we now know we don't, then that's amazing. That's a saving of 20 odd thousand. We've got the plough for creating fields, and we've got this for the no-till. So that is absolutely amazing. I'm surprised it doesn't read that. It really, it's a massive. I think I'd have had this a lot sooner had I realised, because it was my favourite in the end of FS19 for versatility. Yeah, not for size. I'd probably favour the Estrella, but then again you'd need a tractor that's massive as well as, yeah, I mean, struggling with the Estrella through these gates, I don't somehow think it's going to manage. Truthfully, this farmyard is not built for that kind of thing. Well, you could go out the front gate and you could actually have a shed built somewhere else to house it. So the map would suit it in a way, but you're going to have to go over road. So, and this is why I made the shift to the realism element of using something like this, really. Right, so then, yeah. We'll go and grab the other one. We'll go across the road, grab that, and just, I think we'll do a bit of tidy up, because I'm quite sure that that's going to need a bit of tidy up. So we'll quickly fix that, and then we will end the session. Next session, we'll take those two ploughs back. Cultivators, even. Yeah, we'll take the two cultivators back. Ooh, yeah, there is quite a bit of missing bits. We don't need to use the plough, of course. Now we realise it's a no-till. I did think I saw at the beginning that it was a... Yeah, unfold. Indeed. Now then, yeah, this is difficult to see. It looks... I think actually that's been done. Yeah, I think it has. There's only that little bit there, but this has all been done. Apart from that bit there. Yeah, it's a different way of looking. It's that fibrey type of look that... Let's make sure though that we've not ripped... Oh, we have. I was going to say I can see some funny marks on this. I think we've... yeah, and this is what I'm saying when you use a system like that. It really does damage on the turns, because it tends to lower the cultivator like too early. It doesn't sort of figure it in well, whereas the all-in-ones sort of fix the damage that they do as they go along. So yeah, this is going to work really, obviously, much better. Now we know it's a no-till, because the little mini cultivator, yeah, those front wheels, cutters, yeah. Right, fantastic. Now then, hang on a minute. Yeah, you're missing a bit. Yeah, I'm not sure. I was thinking about this. I was swizzling around corners, and I thought, I'm not sure you could actually do that with this. There's a little bit of movement, and I remember Frithgar, who has been a farm labourer, said that. But you can't plough around corners. That is true, which is why I've always, ever since hearing him say that, I've tried to play a bit more realistically. And the same as I try to observe lifting up my implements and things like that a lot more. Not got it perfect yet. I'm a long way off mastering that completely, but yeah, I don't play around corners. I think I have mastered that now. I don't think I do that ever anymore. Yeah, there is a little. He did say there is a little bit of movement you can do, but not. You can't literally turn a corner with a plough, so you'll snap it. It sounds fairly believable to me. Yeah, it does. The pressure, I would say the pressure as you're in the ground, especially with a proper plough, or any kind of plough really. The tines all go quite deeply into the ground, so... Right. Bit there, I can see. Yeah, these are just touching the top of the soil, aren't they? So I'm not sure that these wouldn't skitter across, so I'm not sure. Yeah, if anybody knows, please let me know. I really would appreciate that, as to whether these, because they just touch the surface, whether you can get away with basically turning with them, or whether, like a plough, there's still, you would put too much, you damage your equipment basically, because that's not something I'm wishing to do. Right, let's have a look. I think I can pretty much see. That looks like there's a little tiny patch there, and there looks to be a bit that I missed there. That was me, I'm sure. I don't think it was quite big enough. Just below there, and then there's this patch here that I can see glaringly. Bearing in mind this is oilseed radish, so it really try to get this feel perfect as if it's a crop. Well, aim for perfection. Yeah, aim to do your best always. That's what I was always taught. Give it your all. It's strange the things that people today are taught in comparison to the way that my generation were taught. Yeah, I was always taught give it your all. It's amazing the amount of people that oh, now there's a bit missing there, that just dawdle through and don't put any effort in, and they just, yeah, it's alien to the way that I was brought up. But yeah, I know we're all brought up differently, so right, fantastic. Now then, let's have a look on this. Would be the best way. Now I think it's a very pretty colour, oilseed radish. Yeah, it is. I really like that. We can see that actually we've done all three of our fields very, very well. I like that. Now then, and also, look at the seeds that we've used. It's certainly a very fantastic crop. Really is. I'm tempted to buy field 18, bearing in mind we've got 18,000 free as well. We'll grab this later. Yeah, we've done quite well on this. I mean, we've made some quite big changes, really. How much do we get if we sell those? How much do we lose for selling the 2 cultivators from the menu? Oh, it's 2,000. No, I think we're going to lose that. No, we won't lose quite that much. No, I'm not willing to risk that loss of 4,000 just for that particular swap for a little bit of laziness. No, we will go to the shop and we will pick the 2 up, and we're going to leave this. Yeah, we're going to leave the seeders out because we're going to use them literally in the morning. Mind you, would you as a farmer do that? I'm not sure you would. So do you know something? I'm going to ignore my own advice. Yeah. Now it's lower and drop gently. Yeah, I'm going to leave this on the front so that we know we've got to run it to the shop, and we've got to pick the other one up as well. Right, let's... Yeah, being as we're always going to be working as a team of 2, it doesn't really matter that you stick these ones in front of each other. Yeah, similar equipment, I've really got no problem with doing that. Right, lower and drop. Fantastic. Right, we'll leave these 2. So next session we're going to grab the 2 ploughs, take them and get as much money as we can. I wish I'd have realised, obviously I wouldn't have, because we're going to lose some money, but we're still going to gain some. How can we afford that field? Field 18, 19, no, plot 19. I know it's 36,000, we'll still leave us 30 grand. And then we're also going to get the refund back off there, so we'll also do that little tiny bit of harvest. Yeah, and that one's going to be, I think we're going to convert 15 and we'll keep that as a grass field forever. I think so. And we'll keep that even though it's not. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the data. Oh, why has he done that analysis thing? Yeah, it's not a very nice one, is it? It's got a little little thing of loam. Field 4 likewise, and we've got a scan 18, which that's going to be all loam sand, I would imagine. So, but that is where we're going to leave it. We're down to 29,999. It sounds like a car a car sale or equipment sale, trying to figure, yeah, 30,000 bar €1. Yeah, and that's where we're going to leave this particular session. So I am going to say thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.